Hi everyone, this is Diane, and I'm just going to do a little bit of the Ready Set Stash hashtag here today. Today is October 1st, and Meg did come out with a new list for October, so there are quite a few things on that list that I want to do too. But I spent some time today cleaning up my desk area and including organizing my fabric end by my sewing machine. So all the little bits and pieces of fabric. And I decided I'm going to make fabric tags. Also, in cleaning up from the last two journals, I have all these strips of paper. I had this page that I had started. I just took a plain copy paper page and started gluing on scraps left over from journal projects. And I have some areas there. But I have way more than I need for those areas, so I'll probably do another page of that, and that would be Masterboards. So I'm not going to do this on camera, but I'm thinking, yeah, I'm not going to sew on these. I just have them glued down. So I will glue this. Maybe I'll pick a 12 by, sorry, I have some 12 by 12 papers that I don't care for the front side, but I can use glue these onto the front side, and so I'll show you those if I get them done. But today I have these two little containers that I keep on my desk, on my table near my sewing machine, and look how full that is. This is like small pieces of fabric, and this is tiny pieces of fabric. Actually, that's the lace one. This is tiny, but they were full. I tipped them upside down. So I had this on my table over here like this, so I could get to the ones that have been buried for a long time. And the very first thing I found on the bottom of that tub was this piece of fabric. It was about the perfect size to fit on there. I have a couple little scrappy pieces left over. And then I took a couple pieces out of the little tub. So I glued this down with a glue stick. Got a hair in my way here. And I didn't glue all the way to the edge, so I will sew around that, and then I will sew these pieces down. Well, I think maybe I'll glue them down because I don't want stitches on the back. So that will be a tag. So for today's video, I'm just going to select fabrics and get them started. And then maybe I'll be able to show you at the end of the video, maybe I'll be able to show you the completed tags. It depends on how far I get, how much time I have. This is vintage fabric. And this is new fabric. Well, that wasn't very smart. I should have put the fabric on that side. I can put that lace on it to hide the seam. think I need to add anything else to this. I don't think I need a patch on it because it's kind of patchworked there now. Okay, it's fun to just see what's on the bottom of this tub and start using it. I'd make a lot of tags if I wanted to get the amount of fabric down to the level of the top of the tub, though, because it was pretty overflowing. And you might make a lot of tags, but then you still have a lot of fabric left because it only uses a little bit. But the point is to make a lot of tags. That's why it's mass making, to keep in my stash and only use my scraps. That's my point. That the point of the Ready Set Stash is to make a stash, but you don't have to necessarily just use scraps, but that's what I want to do. So I only used one piece of fabric here, so that means I get to play around with some collage. I don't know if this is too dark. Here's a little strip of a piece cut off from a quilt. So it already has several pieces of fabric on it. I'll try to use that for something. Is that right? It helps me to see the tag shape to finish the collage. I think I like that. I have 8 tags here. Don't know if I'll do all 8 of them, but they're here and ready. I cut them with out of vintage file folders, used file folders. I don't think they're vintage, but they were used. So you're going to see the first video I did for this challenge on October 2nd. So hopefully you'll see this on October 3rd. But I will do some of the October projects. These are all projects that I want to do anyway, but this is kind of a motivation to get going on it, you know? That's 4 tags. Of course, I still have to sew and add a topper to it. All right, it's fun. This is really fun to do. So if you have fabric scraps, I hope you'll give it a try. Look at this house fabric. I have to use some of that. And this is nice because I'm not creating a great big mess in the room that I'm trying to clean, because I can just pack all the stuff back up in those little tubs. I think I'd like to add that little scrap of a quilt there. And I might want 2 of those house tags. Well, that could be a pocket. I'll save that. This is from a Dick and Jane fabric. It says, "Come here." Lots of threads. This is a more vintage fabric, and I like the color with it. Okay, I need another piece. I don't seem to have any other reds here. Oh, here's one. Here's a couple. I think I'll just save that for something else. Oops. I could either put some rickrack on there or some crochet trim. I'll just set this on here for now. And I've got 2 more, and I've got time. Then I have the cutoff piece. And I cut these at 7 inches. They're 3 by 7, and this is the rest of the length of the file folder. So I can make some smaller cards out of those. Not necessarily fabric covered, but maybe I'll do some stamping on them. Thought it was a thread, but it was a clump of glue. Oh, I did it again. So I'll just end up gluing some paper to the back to cover up the printing. I could put a fabric around across that instead of lace. Oh, I like the yellow, and it's already pinked. That looks cute. Oh, I've got so much fabric left and only one tag. I've had this for a very long time, but I don't feel like using it, so I'm not going to. That'll cover the whole tag. I don't already have one of those. Nope. I won't be doing any more crafting tonight, so hopefully I will get to, I'll have Teddy here tomorrow. Maybe I can get the sewing done on these and put a topper on them, and then film video the finished product and tag it onto the end of this video, so they'll all be one video. that got cut off on the edge, so I'm going to put that up against the edge. This is the only full piece of fruit, but I could cut this flower out. I don't know if I have any more of that fabric. It's old fabric. Guess that's enough. Getting fancier on this last one. Something like that. And that is 8 tags. So hang on, and hopefully I'll be right back with some finished tags. Okay, I'm back and I'm ready to show you 8 tags and a couple of Masterboards. So we have 8 tags that are covered in fabric. I cut the tags out of used manila file folders. And what I was going to do when I interrupted my video was just sew around the edges. I did glue the pieces on. I don't know why I didn't glue them on video, because I had already said I wasn't going to sew around them because I didn't want all the stitch lines on the back. So anyway, I glued them down and then sewed around and added a tab, some sort of a tab to the top. This is a fabric one. Some of them I'm going to sew buttons to, but this one was too long and thin, and if I put a button on, it was already floppy. If I put a button on it, it would just flop more. So I just did some sewing. I wanted to close that loop. So I might sew a button like down here on it. Something like that. I like that one better. And I have this one, and I have this cute little, looks like wood, or heart shape, with a heart shape on it button. Looks very folksy. And I thought that would look cute on this one. Oh, this one, I'm just gonna glue this down. Little piece of vintage crochet. this one. So see, it's got a loop there, and I like to close that up sometimes. So that's why I wanted to sew a button on these. Could use the blue, or I could use the yellow because there's a lot of yellow. I think I like that better. So I'll sew that. I'll do some button sewing while I'm watching TV tonight. This is another heart shape. It looks like wood, and it's got a heart shape in the middle. I think that'd be cute for the house journal or tag. If I could use the proper words here. I have Teddy here today, and I just heard him come out of his classroom, quote unquote, which is my office. So he must be on a break from school. I like that. It picks up the greens. And this one I just put a little leftover piece of lace, so I'll leave that as it is. And this one just has a little scrap that I've had of a piece of smocked fabric from a doll outfit. So that's them. And then as far as the Masterboards go, I filled in the spots that were empty on this one. And then I took, mostly the scraps I had here were strips. So I took a 12 by 12 piece of paper. You can see the pattern right there. You can even see it through some of the papers. But I had a lot of this kind of paper, and it's not my favorite, so I just glued my strips down on top of it. And I have more strips. But sometimes you just get to the point where I need to be done. So I might be at that point with using up those strips. I'll save some of them, but probably not all of them. So this is, I already did the ephemera using children's book illustrations. And this one is fabric tags that we just did. And then we have Masterboards. So I'm going to cut these. I also have on my desk these just little pieces that I've had some of them on my desk for a long time. I just kind of shove them aside until I know what to do with them. So I think I'm just going to glue them down to these. And I thought about doing it before I cut them up, but I want these to remain intact, I think. So I will add these pieces after I cut them up. So I'm going to edit this part out while I cut because I want a little time to figure out what to do with those pieces. Okay, from the 2 Masterboards, I have 6 7 by 3 inch tags and 5 pockets, and this could be a little pocket too, or it could be a smaller tag. And then I have these small pieces that I can do something with. I don't know what. So let's take a couple pockets and add some of these embellishments here. This is just torn from a typed page, and it says job duties continued from page 1. And I thought that was kind of cool. So I think I'll add this to a pocket. I'm going to just tear it a little bit smaller. I'm not going to do any of the gluing because this has to be added on to the previous video and still be under 45 minutes. So I can do that, and then I have this little sticker here. Just add that to it. Maybe something else to make it 3. I have this receipt from 1977. And here is a top from a spool of thread. And just this little green tag. And I'll cut that into a tag shape. This I don't think I'll use on one of these because I would like to have it, well, maybe on a tag I could. I'd like to have it so you can see both sides. It was a price tag. It's got a staple, one of those. I don't know how they work. I don't know how they put it on, but it's old-fashioned. It's like sharp pins on that side. But if I could put it over the edge on here, that would be cool. And then you could still see it on the back. And this says sells for 25 cents. I have part of a ruler, scrapbook paper. And then this word just says relax. So there we have it. I got all of those things out of my Masterboard, and of course I can decorate them when I'm ready to use them. But I'll glue these elements down, and then I'll have those little things picked up off my desk. So those are 3 things that I've done from Ready Set Stash September. And I'll keep this handy because I will do some more of these, but maybe the next ones I do will be from October. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you, Meg, for the hashtag. I hope you'll all go check out Meg's channel and maybe participate in the hashtag, or at least follow the hashtag so you can see videos from other creators. Thanks for watching. Have a creative day. Bye.